Hi students, hi everybody. So everybody completed your 10th class. Now you are all entering into 11th class. This is my first class. I am your chemistry lecturer. I am going to teach the 11th chemistry. Okay, here my name is there. You can see my name there in the slide. So now we are going. What I am going to do? I am going to teach you. I am going to explain you the volume 1 chemistry. Volume 1 chemistry. Here this is your textbook starting page. Volume 1 we are going to study. In volume 1 we are going to discuss basic concepts of chemistry and chemical calculations. This is unit 1 for you. This is the unit 1 in your textbook. This is first class for you. Before and all you are not listening my class. This is first class, so that you observe my slang, you observe my language. One or two videos you are observing carefully means you will get the concept very clearly. No doubt in that. Okay. So observe carefully what I am speaking, what is there. This is the easy method to understand because each and everything I am showing on this slide. I am writing. Few concepts I am going to write. If you are already I arranged to understand in a easy manner, so that try to understand in this lecture. So what is the concept? Basic concepts of chemistry. Here basic concepts of chemistry and chemical calculations. Generally chemistry means what? Meaning of the chemistry means it is dealing with matter. Dealing with matter. Dealing with matter means what is this? Study. With that study of matter. That is what chemistry we are going to study. We are going to classify this matter in this chapter. Basic concepts means we are going to study very fundamental concepts from basic level to higher level. And calculations, chemical calculations. I am talking about a matter. So matter can be existing in a different formats. So I can calculate them in terms of grams or in terms of milliliters or in any other unit. That is what our chapter. So slowly we are going to enter into our chapter. First of all, what is the significance of the chemistry? Why you have to study chemistry? Here, what is this? Why you have to study chemistry? Is it useful to study chemistry? Yeah, everywhere there is a significance. There is a necessity of chemistry in our daily life. In this world, anywhere you see, our body is made up of some fluids. So I am studying chemistry, so that I am calling them as a chemicals. Blood is there, different enzymes are there, hormones are there. Everything is everything what is there in our body, I have to say they are all chemicals. There may be names, hormones or enzymes, or some acids are there, some buffers are there, blood is there. So different, all these are coming under chemicals only. So all these are participating in some reactions, biological reactions, because these are all happening in our body. So we are calling them as a biological reactions to do the human activities. That is what. Here chemistry touches almost every aspect. Chemistry touches almost every aspect of our lives, culture and environment. With life it is going to tie up culture, is what we are following in our life, and environment, what is our surroundings. Everywhere there is a relation with this chemistry. And here the world where you are living constantly changing with the science. Science is here. Science, what is the science here? Our chemistry only science. It is going to expand from one level to other level. Last generation it may be different. This generation the circumstances or the surroundings or the situations may change. and it is giving you new challenges. This year, 10 years back or 100 years back, I have to find a medicine for plague disease. Now we have to find a medicine for corona. So everything there will be a challenges in this world. Chemical industries manufacture a broad range of new useful materials that are used in daily life. So whatever the fever you are getting, whatever the disease you are getting, for everything there is a medicine. That medicines nothing but chemicals to prepare that one, to create the medicine. So that what is required, chemistry is required. So not only for medicine and all, the polymers are there. Polymers, plastic, for polythene covers, rubber, all is coming under polymers. Dyes are there. Dyes means colors. Alloys means mixing of metals. Our coins are there. Brass, anything. Our coin is one type of alloy, mixing of some metals. Here life-saving drugs, that means medicines. All are coming from the knowledge of chemistry, science of chemistry only. And next one here, that what is this chemistry? Chemistry nothing but what? Chemistry nothing but study of matter. First of all, we are going to start from here. Study of matter is nothing but a chemistry. Now we are going to classify the matter. Before classify, what is a matter? What is the meaning of the matter? Anything, any substance in the universe surrounding, which is surrounding around you, everything is a matter. That has to occupy some space and it contains some mass. Some mass must be there and it has to occupy some space. Then you can say as a matter. The matter is what is that? It is a combined form of, it is a composite of atoms. All the particles are combinedly giving one very big particle, that is nothing but a matter. What if you know if you are study about the matter means, and it is study means, once you studied about the matter means you can go forward. With the matter, what you can do? What are the significance? What are the benefits is there with matter? When if you know the knowledge of the matter, you study the matter, you are classifying the matter, you are dividing the matter, and you are understanding the matter, then you are getting the knowledge of matter, so that you can explain or experiences the benefits of the matter. And here it's there, knowledge of matter is useful to explain the experiences that we have with our surroundings. That is what. And the next one, that is what this definition here. And the classification of matter. Here there is a chart of classification of matter, and here each and everything we are going to study. See, I will explain here. Matter is classified based on the nature. One is physical nature, other one is chemical nature. Based on physical classification. Physical means what is the meaning? That you have to, there is a physical meaning is you can touch them, you can smell them, you can identify them. This is coming under physical. The physical is a word which refers to identify, which refers to feel, which refers to smell, which refers to note any number and all. Melting point you can note, boiling point you can note, smell you can feel. Any one thing is there, you can touch them. They are coming under physical. Based on the physical classification, solid is there, liquid is there, gas is there. Solid, for ice cube you can hold it, water you can touch, gas, air is coming towards you, you can feel. So this is what the physical classification. Best example, everybody's well known example, ice. Here water formula is H2O. It is solid form means ice, it is liquid form means water, it is gaseous form means water vapor. That is what physical classification. And chemical classification. Chemical classification based on chemical nature. Here mixtures are there and pure substances are there. Again mixtures are classified into homogeneous and heterogeneous. Pure substances are classified into elements and compounds. And here element will be here, atom I will write, the compound here I will write as a, for element I will write here as a What I will write? For element I will write as a atom, smallest one. For compound I will write as a molecule, smallest one. So in this chapter we are going to explain, we are going to study everything completely. This all this part we are going to study in this chapter only. Each and everything we are going to study in this chapter. And in physical classification, this gaseous state we are going to study in 11th class only. Liquid state also 11th class only. Solid state we are going to study in 12th class. This and all we are going to study in a 11th class. So we are going to enter into this chapter. And now this is what our chapter very cleanly. And physical classification, whatever we studied in this chart, that only each and every part, mixture we are going to study, pure substances we are going to study, each and everything separately with the definition, with the examples and better understanding we are going to study now. So observe my slang, you can understand easy way after this video. And physical classification of matter. See, physical state of matter can be converted into one another by modifying here temperature and pressure. Already physical classification, what is there? Solid is there, liquid is there, gas is there. These states can be decided by temperature T and pressure P. How they are going to decide? You see, I given here. What I given here? Solid state, liquid state, gas state. For example, solid means ice you take, liquid means water you take, gas means vapor you take. Okay. See here. First, temperature increases. How the temperature and pressure affecting this? Solid is converting into liquid. When you are giving temperature for ice cube, you are giving 10 degrees centigrade, means slowly it is converting into liquid. Liquid is there. For liquid you are giving 100 degrees centigrade, means it is converting into gas. So temperature is affecting the physical state. Now pressure, how pressure is affecting? Pressure decreasing. For example, gas is there. Gas molecules are very far. Here one molecule, here one molecule, here one molecule, here one molecule. This is gas. You are applying a pressure. This is gas, no? What is that? This is a gas. Molecules are very far. Molecules are very far. So that what you are applying a pressure on this. You are applying a pressure. What you are doing? You are applying pressure. What will happen? All the molecules coming near by near. Near means not very near, medium distance they will come. Medium distance, that is called as a liquid state. Now here again I will apply a pressure. More pressure I will apply on this liquid state. More pressure I will apply on this liquid state. So what will happen? All the molecules are coming very close. The distance between them is very less. Then you can call them as a solid. From solid to liquid, temperature increasing. Liquid to gas, temperature increasing more. And reverse, gas is converting into liquid when they are applying a pressure. Liquid is converting into solid when they are applying a high pressure. That is like that way temperature and pressure are affecting the physical state of the matter. Okay, then mixture. What is that? Chirolina, this one we studied. Now mixture, then pure substances. Okay, come here again, come here. Mixture means the name itself is saying it is a combination. Two or more species you have to mix, you have to combine, means then you can call it a mixture. The name itself is saying there is a mixture. Mixture consists of more than one chemical entity present without any chemical interaction. The species has to mix. A and B is going to mix. A, B is a mixture, but A and B should not react with each other. It's not a reaction, just a combination. Again, these mixtures are classifying into homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. What is the difference between homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture? I told more than one compound. Two compounds or two species. Two species combinedly giving a mixture. One is homogeneous and other one is homogeneous and other one is homogeneous and other one is heterogeneous. See here, homogeneous. What is homogeneous? It is based on. How can I explain? There is a uniform distribution. I will tell what is uniform distribution. Uniform distribution. What is this uniform distribution? For example, I am taking water here. Water I am taking. For this water, what I am adding? Some sugar I am adding. Sugar. So that sugar adding means what will happen? Sugar completely dissolved. It is giving a sugar solution. Now you can taste it. Once the sugar solution is there, what is there? Sugar solution formed. You can taste the drop here. It will be sweet. You can take a drop here and you can taste. It is also sweet. You can take a drop from the bottom of the bottle. That is also sweet. Why? Same sweetness here and here and here. The same sweetness you can feel. That is what homogeneous. That is what uniform distribution of sugar through the water. That is what uniform distribution. Whenever uniform distribution is there, that is homogeneous. Heterogeneous. Heterogeneous, what I will do? I will take a water here. I will add sand here. Sand I am going to add, it will come and it will occupy the bottom of the vessel. It is not going to mix. If you are taking a drop from here means there is a no sugar. Middle also no sugar. You are taking bottom of the vessel means you will get a not sugar, sand. You will not get any sand here. Where? You will not get any sand here. You are not going to get any sand at the middle. But you can get a sand particles at the bottom. That means that sand particles are not uniformly distributed. Sand particles, otherwise iron particles you add. They are not distributing uniformly in a particular solvent like water. That is what heterogeneous. Heterogeneous means there will be a two components which are not uniformly distributed. Homogeneous means two components are there, but they are homogeneously, they are uniformly distributed through one another. Okay, you cannot separate them by physical methods. Heterogeneous means easily you can separate. You are taking a filter means you can separate sand and water. That is what heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture examples you can say. What are the examples you can say? Homogeneous and all. Homogeneous. Homogeneous means water you can take. Water plus ethanol. Ethanol you can take. Water plus methanol you can take. Water plus methanol. Ethanol, you're all ethanol plus acetone. These are all homogeneous. Completely they are going to distribute. And any two metal alloys at high temperature they are going to mix. Heterogeneous. Heterogeneous means oil and water. You can see oil will be floats on the water. It's not going to mix here. It is heterogeneous. Otherwise iron particles and water. These are all heterogeneous. Like that we can differentiate the mixture homogeneous and heterogeneous. Next one. Coming to this side. What is that? Pure substances. Pure substance only. The name again here name is there. Pure means completely pure. Only one type of units will be there. All are similar units will be there. That is what pure substance. Pure substances are composed of simple atoms are molecules. They are further classified into elements and compounds. Pure means only one type of units will be there. Compound is only there also one type of units are there. Now we are going to make a difference between the elements and compound. Both are pure only. And what is the difference between element and compound? Yeah, first of all, element. Element consists of only one type of atoms. For a better understanding, I will say, I will take one copper ball here. It is a copper ball. This copper ball I am saying as a element. Okay. This copper ball, by using any physical method, what I am doing? I am making the small particles. By using any physical method, I am going to break into small particles, which I can't divide further. It is the smallest one. That's it. It is the smallest one. That's it. Over. It is the smallest one. That's it. Over. And it is also copper. It is also copper. Both they are all coppers only. And big ball. This big ball also copper ball also copper only. But the smallest particle of element is called. This is called as atom. Element and atom both are same. Atom is the smallest particle of a element, and all the elements combinedly giving a all the atoms combinedly giving element. That's it. Over. That means, for understanding, element by combination of all the atoms, element forming. That's it. Over. An element consists of only one type of atoms. Means copper is there. How? Copper is there. Correct only. Copper. This copper ball is there. Here, copper atom. See. For understanding, I am going to mark with black color. All the copper atoms combinedly giving a copper. What is that? Copper ball. That is element. Each particle, small particle, you are saying as a copper atom. Understand now? That's what. And here, an atom is the smallest electrically neutral particle. That's what. It is a neutral in nature. And how this atom is made up of? I will take this small particle, and again I will study about this. Atom is there, no? I will study about this atom. And there is a separate chapter called as atomic structure. Means how this atom is made up of. This atom contains electrons. This atom contains protons. This atom contains neutrons. How these electrons, protons, neutrons are arranged in the atom, that one we are going to study in a separate chapter, that is atomic structure. I think already atomic structure you are completed. No problem. Like this. Atom consists of electrons, protons, neutrons. But atom is a electrically neutral. How it is neutral? Electrons containing negative charge, protons containing a positive charge. Both are cancelling with each other. Both are neutralizing with each other. So the net charge will be 0. So it is a neutral in nature. Okay. Then element can exist as a monoatomic and a polyatomic. Don't confuse here. Monoatomic means here gold. For example, I am taking in this one what we are taking. In this one copper ball. In a similar way, gold ball. Very big gold ball you are taking. Here only what are there? All are gold particles only. No. Gold is this much. Gold ball is there. That is also element. Gold atoms means all the atoms are there. That is all. They are all gold atoms. In a similar way, copper. What we discussed just now. And this is monoatomic unit. That means gold particle. That is mono. Other gold particle. That is mono. All the gold atoms, each gold is a single unit, that is called monoatomic unit. And polyatomic unit, in nature we are going to observe means hydrogen is there, it is a gas. Hydrogen existing in the nature in the form of H2. Phosphorus existing in the nature in the form of P4. Phosphorus is not existing in the form of P. Phosphorus symbol is P. But in the form of P, in the form of only P unit, it is not going to exist in the nature. If I get a phosphorus from the nature or from the earth, means it is in the form of a P4 form. It is in the form of a P4. It is not in the form of a P. In a similar way, sulfur also it is in the form of a S8. 8 sulfurs atoms, that means 8 sulfur units combinedly at one place. That is called poly. Poly means many atoms, sulfurs combinedly at one place. That is called as polyatomic unit. Okay, this is what the difference between monoatomic unit and polyatomic unit, but both are coming under elements only. Okay, next one what we are going to study is, see, compound. Element also coming under pure substance, compound also coming under pure substance. A very simple thing is, compounds are made up of molecules. Here what we studied, atoms all combinedly giving element we studied. In a similar way, all the molecules combinedly giving compounds. All the molecules combinedly giving compounds. So what is that? What we studied? Atoms. All the atoms combinedly giving element. In a similar way, all the molecules combinedly giving compound. That's it, over. Now take a difference. Identify the difference between atom and molecule. What we have to understand is, atom and element both are similar. Atom is the smallest one. Element may be at any size. Molecule and compound both are same. Molecule is the smallest one. Compound may be any size. Okay. All the atoms combinedly giving element. All the molecules combinedly giving compound. Now what you have to identify? You have to identify the difference between atom and molecule. That atoms can combine, they will give the molecule. Atoms combinedly will form the molecule. Okay, see here. Compounds are made up of molecules which contain 2 or more atoms of different elements. I am saying carbon dioxide is a molecule. CO2 molecule. What is the example here? CO2 molecule. This molecule contains what? One carbon atom plus how many oxygen? CO2. Two oxygen atoms. One carbon atom and 2 oxygen atoms are there. This is what a molecule. Glucose molecule, I can say. One molecule of glucose. One molecule of glucose means what is there? Here 6 carbon atoms are there, 12 hydrogen atoms are there, 6 oxygen atoms are there. Hydrogen sulfide, 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 sulfur atom. Sodium chloride, 1 molecule of sodium chloride. 1 molecule of sodium chloride containing 1 sodium atom and 1 chlorine atom. Okay, this sodium chloride in a big size, there's many molecules combinedly, many sodium chloride molecules, all these sodium chloride molecules combinedly at one place you are taking, that is a compound, you can say. Okay, that is what the difference between atom and a molecule, and that is what the difference between atom and element and molecule and compound. Shortly I will tell, atom, element both are same. Atom is the smallest particle of element. All the atoms combinedly giving element. Similar type of atoms. All should be copper atoms, then copper element will come. All should be gold atoms, then gold element will come. Like that. Molecule and compound both are same. Molecules combinedly giving compound. Okay, and what is the difference between atom and molecule? Atom is a one unit, one type of unit. That atoms combinedly form molecules. Different atoms are same atom. Here carbon different. Oxygen, one carbon and two oxygens. So same or different atoms combinedly giving a molecule. This is what the difference between element and compound, atom and molecule. And see here, compound. What is there? What I am saying? Compound I am saying. How the compound is forming? Compound is forming, otherwise molecule is forming by atoms. A atom plus B atom plus C atom giving ABC molecule or a compound. A atom having one property and B atom having one property and a C atom having a one property. Whenever ABC mixed, one ABC forming, this is having a different property. It is not matching with A property, it is not matching with B property, it is not matching with the C property. It is like our, what, just prepare one any sweet, otherwise prepare biryani. How to get a biryani? You are going to prepare a biryani here. Rice you are taking and chilli you are taking, something, some vegetables you are adding, some oil you are adding. Rice having some tasteless, chilli highly what to say, terrific taste, and vegetables one type of taste, oil, that is one type of taste. Separately you cannot eat them. They are having their own taste. When you are combining, you will get a biryani with a good taste. This biryani taste is not matching with rice, not matching with chilli, not matching with the only taste of vegetable, not matching with oil. So like this, whatever the compound is forming, whatever the ABC is forming, the properties are different from A and B and C. So that is what. Here also, that whatever the example is in our textbook, sodium is a shiny metal. For example, what they are giving here in this chapter, in this para, NaCl. Na is a metal, Cl is a gas. Both are giving a salt. Salt is not having a properties of sodium metal. Salt is not having a properties of chlorine gas. That is what the difference. That is what the property of a compound which is formed by the elements, otherwise atoms. And next one, this is the next one. This is what about classification of matter. This is what classification of matter we will study. Remaining and we will study in the next video. We will study.